Hello, good morning. It's Monday, Mindful Monday, with Crystal Farley, the stress management maven. For those of you who are joining for the first time, I've now done a few weeks of daily conversations with myself. That's really who I'm talking to. Started a couple weeks ago where I figured I would try out using Twitch TV. And I leveraged this platform to do some cooking, share some ideas, some thoughts, and really just try to bring to life what I try to do for work, which is change the world one person at a time. And so I'm a stress management consultant, having worked for companies like HPE, Apple, IBM, et cetera, combat veteran serving in the Air Force, one tour to Afghanistan. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I am the wife of a successful mortgage broker here in New Hampshire, and I am a super women's advocate and really hope to help improve lives through providing an ear and a voice for people, trauma, stress, discussed as in my podcast, and helping build the foundation of stress management across the world. So that's me. It's Mindful Monday. And so I guess I kicked this thing off a couple weeks ago with the intention of sharing that cooking is a mindful activity for me. And so when I am cooking, a lot of my best creative work happens because I'm actually focusing solely on the recipe and the outcome and how it's going to be. So I tune out the rest of the world, and it's pretty therapeutic. So I still do some cooking on my own, and I don't record every single thing that I do. But I try to turn you guys on for at least a few minutes every day. Last week was a little bit of a slacker. But this week I think I'll be able to get on a bunch. So for those of you that joined me last week, and my grain-free bread with the coconut milk in it was amazing. So definitely going to have to make that one again. So today really you're just joining me for a steak marinade and for me to make my lunch because it's at lunchtime. I spent the morning with Jen Ryan and a bunch of people at Blake's in Hooksett or Manchester or something like that. It was a women's networking group, and we were talking about really life and setting out with clear intentions, clarity, and no judgment. And so I've been listening to Eckhart Tolle and Oprah on Spotify. They're doing a class about Eckhart's new book, which is, I think it's called A New Earth. And so I'm not going to get all into that, but, one of the really cool things, did you hear that noise? My leeks. Oh, you guys, I love leeks. I love them. They're really, really good for your gut, and they have a nice onion flavor. So onions are high FODMAP, which means that they are highly fermentable in your belly. Leeks, the green part, is not. So I tend to use leeks instead of onions in a lot of my recipes, and I'm going to saute some for my salads this week because I like them in my salad. But anyway, hold on, let me just rinse. I can smell my pan is getting nice and warm for the saute. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic sunflower oil in it because it's just, gives it a little bit of flavor. Ooh. So we were talking about the power of clarity and intention setting, and I think that we all sort of can get caught up in we have a plan, or we can all relate to, we have a plan, plans change, life happens, things change, how are we going to deal, what are we going to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so, I think being able to roll with the punches is so important, right? Because if you have kids, if you have a spouse, if you have a job, if you have a life, it's bound to get tore up somehow. So I think really just being aware of that and rolling with the punches, understanding that those little things that happen are gifts, and really changing your outlook, the way you frame things can really, make or break your day. And so I firmly believe that. If you listen to my podcast, I talk a lot about the power of your words, right? And so my daughter's 7. Her little stepsister at her dad's is 6. 2 years ago, Lily was 4, Belle was 5. Lily called Belle stupid. Belle, to this day, still brings it up. So why would you call yourself stupid? Why would you use those bad words towards yourself? And you shouldn't, right? And so if you start thinking about how you speak to yourself and respect yourself, you'll demand and command respect from other people. I bet you'll see a shift. But that's really being mindful, right? It's being mindful. It's being aware. It's really being true to the fact that you have to be the kindest person to yourself. Nobody can do that for you. So, I thought that was pretty interesting. The other thing is, there's obviously a lot of ways that people can, join networking groups and be a part of all of these different things. But when is too much, when is it too much, right? And I think it really just depends on what you want to get out of your day. My marinade consists of an orange. This is actually it's not a clementine. Oh, it's a mandarin. Because I don't want it to go bad, and I want to use that instead of my orange that I have. I have Cara orange right now, and that is so good. Hold on. So, and then salt and pepper. I'll get back to that in a minute. Clarity intentions, I won't forget. I don't use soy sauce, but I do liquid cocoa aminos. Just pour some of that in. For those of you that are just joining me, I don't really measure or anything. So I'm sorry for that. Actually, I'm apologizing for no reason. For no reason whatsoever. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and yes, it's low FODMAP. Make sure you look at the ingredients though, because sometimes there's stuff in there, honey. I don't know what it is. I can't even say the words. I'm going to add a clove of garlic. Going to chop it up here. I don't think I can talk at the same time as doing this. What else do I want to add? Oh, basil, oregano. I think that's going to be it. Let me turn these leaves. You can't even see me. Hi! This is how you can tell that I'm a complete amateur at this, because I just do me. I don't buy super fancy steaks anymore unless I go to Del Frisco's or Buckley's, because I like Buckley's too. I will buy, I usually buy London broil. It's what I grew up on. My mom she was a fantastic London broil cook. But it's always it's just got a really great texture. And I love grilled steak, and so it goes really well on the grill. And it's pretty cheap because I'm frugal. I'm not cheap, but I like to eat good bang for my buck. Although I did eat at Tuckaway Tavern last night, and I don't know if y'all have ever been there, but if you live in New Hampshire and have not been to Tuckaway Tavern, you need to go. I promise, you'll love it. You will love it. They had rooster balls, which are like buffalo chicken, amazing heaven. I did have one, and I had a beer and a half too. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. Went off my little diet last night, but that's fine. That's fine. I also had a photo shoot, so I felt like I earned it. I'm going to add a little horseradish to this guy today because I want to get a little kick. But yeah, so anywho. Alright. So that's my marinade. I try to actually do it the day before. Usually I'm a complete slacker and did not do that. Not really a slacker. I just ran out of time yesterday and figured it's steak. It's going to taste good anyways. I did buy some mushrooms to saute with it tonight, and I'll probably saute some fennel with it as well. Not fennel. Leeks, because we know I love them. So yeah, clarity and intention. So if you start your day with the intention, people create these amazingly long to-do lists, right? Like, I need to accomplish these 40 things by the end of the day today in order for me to be productive. Is that really going to happen? Are you setting yourself, I'm just shaking this up, just shaking it up, shaking it up. Is that really going to happen? Are you really going to have 6 hours to get all of that work done? Or is it school vacation week and your kid's going to get sick? Or is your kid going to get sick? Or your husband or your wife? Or is life going to happen and something going to be thrown at you? Or you're going to have a cancellation? You're going to be running late? so many things can happen. So why not set yourself realistic goals, right? Why not just say, you know what, it's okay. I just want to get this done today. Like today, there's one project I know I need to get done today. I have to create more content for the workshop that I'm delivering tomorrow, right? That's pretty important. And I already have the outline and all that good stuff, but I need to get my stuff together. And I need to get my workshop done. So I made sure that I portioned out some time. I work well with block time. So it's not realistic for me to like schedule every 30 minutes. I'm going to get X done. That's not real life to me. But if I say like from 1 to 4, I am working on this project, that will happen. So I know what works for me. And I try to go easy on myself because, again, life happens, guys. And the higher the expectation we put on ourselves, the harder it is to feel like we're successful at anything. So why do that? I was in this meeting this morning, and there were women talking about how, they, I don't know. They were kind of talking about how they, how they get busy with things, right? And then they are completely thrown off by the fact that life is derailed. And it's like, you know what, if you're not going to give yourself a break for missing a deadline or being late on something or just missing an activity or whatever, first of all, own that shit. Like, you made a mistake. Life happens. You move on. I mean, seriously, it really, like, I promise everything's going to be okay. My salad. Green beans. I added some sunflower greens, too, which I got this weekend, which were awesome. But so, like, I promise it'll all be okay. I promise it will be. I think when you, I said it this morning at my meeting, when something happens to you, positive or negative, the amount of energy that you spend on it is actually giving that thing, that event, control, right? And so once you let go of that, once you relinquish that control or not allow that thing, that event to have the control that it had, life's going to get just a touch easier. And so, you know what? If your boss says to you, shape up or ship the fuck out, that's it. It's a wake-up call, guys. That's your time. It's your turn. You decide. You decide what you're going to do with that. You can shape up or you can ship out. And you can maybe do something that you want to do. If you're not happy at your job and you want to change it, or you just keep on bitching about it, you just keep on complaining and doing nothing about it, you're giving your job control that is unnecessary and that you can absolutely change. So I challenge you to change it, because once you take your life back, once you take the control back, you're golden. You're golden. You realize that you're the power to be reckoned with. You're the force to be reckoned with. Not the flat tire. I mean, really, what did the flat tire to? It's not its fault. It's an inanimate object. I used to remember one of my exes, my first ex-husband, because I had two of them. He would get pissed off, and he would throw chairs. He'd throw things. And I always remember thinking, what did that chair do? Like, that you need to throw it right now. Like, it just didn't really make sense to me. And it's kind of like the wrench that's thrown into your day. Like, it's really not the wrench's fault. It just kind of happened, right? So roll with it. Like, why give it the power? Why give it the control? It's not worth it. And I think the other thing that we talked about was, making time for yourself. It's not easy to do this. I'm a parent. I'm a wife. I get it. I totally get it. I have parent guilt. Like, I deployed. I left my daughter alone for 7 months with her father. And I feel bad about that. I feel really badly about that. But at the same time, I think it's sort of learning that it's okay. Like, I'm a better mother when I can take an hour in the morning on the weekend to go to yoga or go to go for a run because I'm training for something. I think it's really like having the awareness to say, like, I'm a better parent when I get X. Because it's not the amount of time, it's not the quantity of time, it's the quality of time. I can spend 8 hours with my daughter, but if I'm in a shit mood, I promise you she wants nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. So, I think, like, keep that in your mind. Like, kids are super intuitive. Same thing with your spouse. Do you think they actually want to spend time with you if you're, like, just cranky? Like, no, they don't. I was having a conversation with a woman today who's trying to build her business. And she just got married. She just got married in January. And I was like, it's obviously super important for you to, like, be focused on being a good wife. Like, you just got married. You're in the newlywed stage. Like, this is what life's all about. But at the same time, like, her husband is going to want her to be happy and successful, right? So I think it's, like, just remembering that, like, she's going to be happier at home if she's happy at work. Like, it's an endless cycle. And we all want to have positive home lives and positive work lives and really have the best of everything. And they all go together. And so if you're not happy somewhere, like, how can you fix that? Or, taking 10 minutes in the morning to meditate, will that actually do something for you? Journaling, there's little changes you can make every single day to make you a better person. And so I think, personally, I think it's up to you, up to the person to actively take those choices or make those choices. You can sit here and you can complain about whatever you want. Whatever you want. Some people will listen. Misery loves company. I will not listen. I will encourage you to make a change. And if you're not making a change, I will then probably change the amount of time that I spend with you. But I think, that you can absolutely do that. So I think that's my overarching message for today. It's set the intention for yourself. It's Mindful Monday. Take 3 minutes, take a minute, and just literally focus on your breathing. Be mindful in something that you're doing. Be present in something that you're doing. If you're having a conversation with someone about, I don't know, something that you're not interested in, listen to the person. Don't be preparing a response. Don't be ready to execute. Just be present. Be with the person. Try to enjoy your life. Before you know it, you're worried about tomorrow, and then tomorrow doesn't come. So anyway, thank you all for listening. I absolutely adore each and every one of you if you are watching this right now. And I hope to see you again, hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed. But if not, please feel free to reach out to me, Crystal at cfarbeyondthebox.com. Stress management consultant and lover of human beings. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great day.